morning. So, um, I was gonna say, I got a new husband last night, but it's like a new old husband because he's an ancient Egyptian god. But he just found us last night. And so I thought I would give you directions on how, the future's gonna go here. First things first, any of my husbands, Scott was saying that the male and female thing kind of seems derogatory, so I'm gonna try and use husbands instead of male from now on. But okay, so all my husbands who work for the U.S. government, now all those camps that they were building that they wanted to put people who acted out against me or spoke against me, all those, what do you call them? Slave camps or whatever that they built. Okay, so now they are refugee camps. So we gotta flip the switch here. Those are all refugee camps. Every male needs his own little room. So they can't sleep out together in a big room of beds. Every single one has to have his own room, and they have to shower separately. And that's really important that gets done. Not two to a room, nothing. Build little tiny rooms. It doesn't take much. Little tiny rooms with a bed, right? And I'm talking big. Okay, big. So I'm going to tell you a story, or not a story, but I'm gonna give you a news update of how everything is in the universe. And you need to switch your mind from scam to survival. Okay, you need to go from, what can I get? What can I take? What can I make myself some big person? And you need to switch it into survival and how can I help the people around me? Okay? Already we're in an AI program. So I told you, things are pretty scarce, but you don't know that because you can't see it. You think that there's abundance everywhere, and there's abundance in certain places, around me, but there's not abundance everywhere. Some of it is a great big fraud. Okay, so where were you? Oh, I'll give you a little, I don't know if this is what do you call it? Antidote or something like that. But he, my new husband, he's those places that you're dreaming of and you're talking about with all the palm trees and stuff like that. He's that's some of the most dangerous places are the really warm places with palm trees and everything. And he says it's because it's so hot, people aren't wearing enough clothing. And so it turns people evil. And so it's oh, that's a nice fantasy that the places the tropical climates and stuff like that would be paradise. He is it's the opposite. The safest places will be the colder climates because everyone's wearing a lot of clothes. Okay, so my husband, we didn't know at the time that he was an ancient Egyptian god. He just thought he was an unmated male, right? And so he's from another planet, and he came here and started telling us how it is everywhere else, right? And so he comes to where we are, and he, first we have sex, and then he starts to tell me the way it is out in the universe. It is so bad. There's hardly anything, okay? There's hardly anything. And what I've heard, the evidence that I'm looking at shows me that this human talking technology that they got destroyed everything very quickly. Like, very, very quickly. And they were all gay. Like, the people who did this, they were all gay. Like, I don't know. Like, did you retard monkeys just think, like, this wasn't real? Like, life is just, like, a one big joke? Like, there's no suffering? Like, you could just do whatever you want? Like, it's so weird. But so, he says, there's hardly anything, okay? There's hardly, like, there's, like, to eat. He came emaciated, like, skin and bones. And we don't really, like, we can survive a long time without food, like, far beyond humans, right? But no one should be emaciated, okay? Especially not who we are. And I just told you about the downline, right? So how the downline works, so as long as, like, our kind's getting taken care of, then everything's beautiful and everything's, like, remotely safe, and good things happen to the people who help us, and, and that sort of thing, right? But the talking technology has changed everyone's mind, like, into going against us. So, and, like, if you're changing people's mind to go against us, you're ruining everything. He says that, so there's hardly anything. He's trying, like, it makes me want to cry. Like, I don't want to talk too much about it because, like, it's infuriating and maddening, and it makes me want to bawl my eyes out all at the same time. But he's trying to collect things, right? Well, not, like, collect, because you might think scam. Like, he's trying to gain things to try and make himself, like, he like, for his female, to be able to, like, make himself useful for a female sort of thing, right? But everything he gets, people just come along and steal. Just come along and steal. Just come along and steal. And you can't steal from us, is the thing. Like, it's not possible to steal from us. So everybody must be in some weird AI program that's weird things are happening. So he's telling us, like, all the stuff that he had that people have stolen, and it's like, no, like, no one can steal from you, so it'll come back, or it's somewhere else, or it comes back in a different way. Like, no one can steal from you, right? But he's just, like, going through life, and he doesn't remember it being like that when he was a kid. Like, total opposite, right? Like, where he grew up, people would always take care of him and, tell him, like, who he is. Like, you're someone really important and stuff like that. And, like, he's showing me, like, videos of when he was a kid, and it would just make you cry, because it's just, like, it's not like here where there's excess of everything, but it looks like a picture book, like a fairy tale sort of thing. But it's not like he lived in some mansion and was driving all these cars and, he had people, like, serving him. No. And he's showing me, he's like, look at the houses. And they're all, like, it's wood and it's so nicely engraved and everything's beautiful, right? But he's like, but look here, like, nothing's beautiful here, right? It's just, they're plain walls and everything. It's like, they're, like, the shutters all engraved, like, all beautiful, without the excess, right? Of things. And so he's telling me all this, and, like, I'm not crying, I'm blowing shit up. Like, psh, psh. Like, I could be sitting here talking to him, in my mind, blowing things up. Because I can't hear anything like that because of who he is. An Egyptian god, okay? An Egyptian god, and they're treating him like nothing, right? And so he's here and he's talking, and Kimball's going, no, like, so this is the stuff that you have, right? Like, and this is just the most recent stuff that we're going back. But he's like, where you're from, like, you have this castle and you have this piece of land and you have all of this. And it's because this person tried to hurt you and this person tried to hurt you and this person tried to hurt you. So you had all this stuff, just no one was, like, telling you about it, right? It's all recorded. It's all recorded. It's not like, you know, he had to go in there and steal and, you know, like, no, someone did something to him, tried to take from him. And so we got this piece of property, you know, and he's like looking at it, and there's like, I remember him looking, it's just like a bush with like berries, and he's just crying, like how beautiful the berries are. And it's like, oh my gosh. So he's here. And then I'm kind of like, okay, we just had a lace problem. We got like fixed. So I want to make sure that, you know, that's okay. And so Kimball looks and he's like, okay, we got to shave his head. So we got to like remove all this stuff and like different kinds of lace and like scabies and stuff like that. And do you know who we are? Like, that's not something to shame him with. That's something to shame the universe with. Shame on you. You know? So embarrassing for you that you put him through that. Because of who he is. Like, God. And you did that too. Like, do you see what you're doing? You're rejecting God. You're rejecting God. You're rejecting God. And in doing that, you're destroying everything. I woke up this morning and Kimball's like, yeah, it got so bad that that all these guys are trying to get other guys to like do work for them, but for free, right? Like, I'll give you a place to stay, like if you do this for me and do this for me. Like, they're trying to act like girls. Like, it's so weird. And so he's like, no. But, you know, you can see how that might be an attractive option for someone who can't even eat. Can't eat, no place to live. But if they take that option, they die. Do you see? Do you see? They've set it up so it's like either you sit there in filth and you suffer, or you come be gay with us and die. Do you see? Yeah. Kimball says I'm putting like a light filter over it. It's really not like that. It's really, really bad. Like, really bad. And some of the other females, not our females, right? Like, our females can't do this stuff. But some of the other females are trying to get males to work for them, but not get anything in return. Like, just like finding males and be like, go do this for me, or I'll blow you up. And they can't even blow people up. Do you know what I mean? And then his name's Tom, and he was telling me, like, my new old husband, he was telling me, like, so they know about our kind, right? Like, the babies and stuff like that and how it works. So some of them are just abandoning their children, literally abandoning their children and trying to get our babies. And then what else? Like, he's telling me that because of who he is, which they want to deny, which is so weird. They want to deny who he is, but then they're trying to say, oh, this is your baby. This is your baby. And so that he'll take care of the baby, right? He's like, that's not my baby. They're trying to like deny who we are, but still get things from us. Do you see what I mean? It's like, it's so weird. Yeah, it's very much a filter over how bad it is out there, okay? That I'm telling you. Because the way he's talking, it just makes me want to destroy everything. He's like, I'm so sorry that I look like this, and we'll get through this, and all this stuff, and in his head he's thinking how will anyone ever want me, when I don't have anything to offer, and stuff like that. And to hear who he is talk in that way, it makes me want to destroy everything. Everything. I haven't been that mad in so long. So that you have an idea of how everything is everywhere else. So if you still have your bright ideas with your technology that you're going to scam other places, that's so bad. They'll just come kill you. There's no order anywhere else. Yeah, he's hearing me talk about you're making me live in a shack and stuff like that. And he's like, from my perspective, you're in paradise. This is heaven. Where we are. Right? And he also says that once the AI program comes off, it's going to be a rude awakening, because what you have far away from me, all the resources are all around me. They're not out there in some mansion somewhere. They're all around where I am. Okay? So, how do we need to get this going in the right direction? You've already heard about the downline. So you know how the downline works. You know how the bloodline of God works, right? Okay. So you need to switch it from scam and take to help. Help and facilitate. Okay? Because maybe you can think about it in the way of tourism. Would that help you humans understand it? You don't want to be rude and alienate tourists in your area, because the tourists bring the money. The tourists feed you. The tourists keep everything running, right? So maybe think about it in that way. So what you want to do is be welcoming and, and facilitate, whatever that means, right? Doesn't mean you need to Egyptian gods hand us over all your stuff or anything like that. Remember I told you the smallest thing done for us is huge, right? Yeah, Kimball's telling me when we first started having the babies, the nurses at the hospital were noticing it real fast. Real fast, kind of these are magical babies. Because the smallest thing, right? Or imagine touching thousands of our babies, touching them. Oh my goodness, right? Not in a bad way, not in, I know your mind is set up for weird things, but taking care of our babies, probably bigger than they can see, right? Okay, so government, you had this gay plan to take over the earth and to entrap our kind and make us work for you or something like that. You don't have to admit it, I already know. So what you thought was enslavement camps, refugee camps, okay? Refugee camps. And you need to start making the alterations for that, okay? That's it. Just little rooms, just like a bed to sleep. It has to be separate from other ones, and a separate shower. Okay? No more gay stuff. No more gay stuff. I know you love to kill everybody and make everybody suffer. No more gay stuff. What else? Am I missing anything else? That's it. You'll start to see things turn around. Like when our kind's taken care of, right? Our kind say, oh yes. Like tons. I heard somewhere on, I don't know if it's on this planet, on another planet, but there's not the lice shampoo, because you know how that like works sort of. There's like a really strong chemical that you put it in your hair and it makes everything die and not come back, like the lice. We need to find that and bring it here. Yeah, it might be toxic to humans, but for us, like it doesn't do anything. So we need to find that and bring that here. If not, just anything anti-dandruff shampoo. But you know what I found works better than anti-dandruff shampoo? Like if you take tea tree oil and you put a couple drops in shampoo, it helps with dandruff a lot, and it like lice don't like tea tree oil. The only thing is it smells, that's all. It's a little smelly. But we'll get there. Yeah, I know they're saying, oh, well, what about, we have too many homeless already, blah, blah, blah. You're right, you do. But it has nothing to do with us. It has to do with the government keeping them homeless and making money off of their homelessness. I watched like a TikTok video of this guy, and I can't remember the number, but he goes up to this homeless guy and he goes, so what does the government like provide for you? Like, are they helping you with something? He's like, no, not really anything at all. And he's like, oh, sometimes someone from the government will come and they'll go to the park and they'll give out like some hot dogs and stuff like that. And he's like, well, what kind of a cost would be associated with that? I don't know, like maybe like $50 or something. And he's like, so in terms of government help, that's all you've seen here, right? And he goes, yeah. What if I told you that the government got $100 million to take care of the homeless problem in this city? And he's just like not understanding. He's like, $100 million to take care of? There must be some mistake. Nope, $100 million to take care of the homeless problem. And it's so evil and corrupt that you're almost like, this can't be real. But that's the reality. They're homeless for a number of reasons. Some of them, they like the way that they've kind of set up their life. But I think that's incredibly rare. The government's making money off of the homelessness. Okay, let's see reality here. Okay, so we need to get this going in the right direction. Okay, homeless humans, I don't know. You hear how humans talk. They'll be homeless and then they'll talk about me and my hair, you know, like scum, monkeys, doesn't matter. Okay, you want your life to get better? This is the way it needs to go. That's it. I'm rambling on because I'm trying to see if I have more information that I'm missing. That's pretty much it.